Robert Milkins to break.
A little bit on the thin side. So Robin Milkins comes to the table, and as Ken said, he looks a little flustered, and I know that his manager Paul Mount, who's sitting at home watching the match, will be on edge here. He hasn't too well lately. He's recovering now though, and he's hoping to come up for the later stages. But Robin Milkins isn't finished yet. I think he's very much a second favourite, as Ken Doherty said, but there's a way to go yet.
Green ball. Robert Milkins, 1.
Yeah, Paul owns the Southwest Snooker Academy, where you do a bit of coaching and a lot of the players are attached. Great venue. We played one of the Legends matches there in the summer. Very successful. In fact, we've got a Legends Cup coming up in May next year, which is going to be fantastic. Cliff Thorburn captain in one team, I'm captain the other team, and some great names. Ken Doherty in the studio is playing along with Tony Drago and Stephen Hendry. They are representing the rest of the world against myself, Ronnie O'Sullivan, Jimmy White, and John Parrott, who's also sitting in the studio. So that'll be a good couple of days. It's over a weekend in May. We'll have a lot of fun and a lot of competition.
Why?
May not score heavily off it. May not score heavily off that fruit, but could certainly put Robin Milkins in trouble here. Tell me, Dennis, how did you get into the Legends then before Willie Thorne?
Willie said he's got a dodgy eye and he can't play. He hasn't played for quite a while. But we played 28 of those shows in the summer all over the UK, and it was fabulous. And a lot of century breaks made, still quite a high standard. In fact, you should get your cue out again as well, Terry. And did you play much, or did you just do the coaching?
No, I've watched some of the Legends, Dennis, and I've seen them on TV the other day when Darren Morgan won. You know, played very well, and the difference between me and the other players, I know I'm not any good anymore. Well past my sell-by date, I can tell you.
Pretty good length with the safety. Now he may have a path through to this one that somehow has cannoned into the black and finished over the pocket. But where's the position coming from? He'll have to try and find a gap to get back for the possible choice of blue or pink. But there's a few balls he could cannon into. And there's one of them, and there's the other. And I think we can quite safely say he might be nominating black here. It's the only colour he can see. Always trusting a little bit to luck. He needed to touch his side to avoid that red, and then he would have been on pink or blue. Well, is there a gap there to come off 2 cushions and land on the yellow?
Well, if it is, then this is a very small gap.
Yellow ball.
Well, there is, believe it or not. Commentator's eye, Terry.
Robert Milkins 1.
Well, you couldn't say he was lucky, could you, after where the cue ball finished up there, but he's done well. Big shot here. Bottom's red and screwing back.
1.
Well, he overdone it. Don't really see much point in potting a red like that and screwing back. Well, he's touched the blue, otherwise he would have definitely been down behind the baulk. It's well worth a go if you can get on the reds. On the coloured only, sorry.
1.
Still, he may force an opening from this snooker. You never know.
I think he's blocked the path over the right side of the table to nestle on the one that's closest to the cushion behind the black spot there. There's 3 reds and then the one on the cushion. He'd like to just nestle on that, but it looks as if he can maybe see this one, but he can only see a little bit of it. I mean, he could come twice across the table and land on that red. I mean, if he landed on any of the 4 reds, he'd be unlucky to leave one. If this is a thin snick, he's not guaranteed to get it absolutely right. Be a good shot, this. If he gets it safe, and I don't think he has he? Well, look where that red is rebounded to, because if it doesn't finish there, he can pot the other one. So he's had a bit of a result there, has Robert. Looks as if he's taking this long red on. And could get on the pink here. Good shot. Great shot. That's a bit more like the Ali Carter we know. And the pink is going to finish up on the black spot.
7.
But he'll have to go for the blue here, because he's the wrong angle to run through for the pink.
8. Yeah. $13.
And obviously he hasn't got the perfect angle here, because it does look straightforward from the commentary box, but as you can see there, he'd like to be straight on this red in the middle there. He's playing the lower red though.
14.
Well, you're almost guaranteed and there's something to go wrong there with you.
Well, he's having a little smile, as we all are, after that positional shot. Ooh, any more pace, that would have stayed out. And luckily he has a red at the back of the
20.
The little triangle of reds there that will go, because hampered he could do very little with the cue ball, and he's got to force this a little bit to get out onto the pink, so he has to be absolutely spot on with this.
21.
And you could say that that was spot on.
That's well played again. He's starting to hit the ball a little bit better.
27.
Still not flowing stuff though. He's not getting prime position every time.
Yeah, he's just starting to take control of the match now, and Robert Milkins sits in his seat and knows that he should be in the lead. He's just missed too many balls, and as the boys mentioned in the studio, that easy green that would have opened up a 4-2 advantage for him. It's a big turning point.
34.
Yeah, he looks to have regained his composure now, Ali. He just went through a period there where he got annoyed with himself, and in one of the frames give his knuckle a rap on the table. You could hear it all over the Barbican.
41.
That's fine. The right side of the blue. Just the red and the pink. He doesn't have to worry about the
46.
3 difficult reds. Would be enough to leave himself only needing 1 more frame to get through to round 2.
$47.
Not perfect on this red.